but there is power in human connection, okay? So this mentorship thing is not a straight line. If I am a mentor to Dominic, he's also a mentor to me. If Madame is saying I'm a mentor, he's also a mentor to me, the way he works and such. That's why you must really embrace the relationship you feel like you're in school, even with your teachers. They take you places where even money cannot take you, okay?
Yes.
But Madame Teresa, we really adore you. She's an author, she's a leader, she's just everything, a humanitarian, so many titles in one. And as you continue to work with her, you'll get to see her. But we're very privileged and humbled to have her here today. And that's why we have actually risen up just to show you that we honor you.
Let's take a soda. Let's open. Let's drink. Clap.
Wow.
Well, I want to thank you all for being here. And I know you're all special because you were identified as beautiful writers. And I want to talk to you about writing. My name is Teresa Lawrence, and I'm an author, a speaker, and a leadership coach. And I'm also a philanthropist. And I am deeply grateful to Prairie Girls. Their phones have beautiful music. You're all beautiful students. Last year, I had an epiphany. I always wanted to be a writer. From the time I was your age, maybe even younger. And I never wrote. I sat and I secretly did my stuff, and I helped other people live their lives. I never lived my own life. And I was so scared to speak in public that it so limited me that I graduated from one of the best law schools in the United States, Columbia Law School, and I was the most amazing brief writer. That's the law that big attorneys, they go to trial and they speak in front of the court. I was the person writing that for other people. Those were my words, and they were getting all of the fame. And I was okay with that. Can you believe that? I was okay with that. What was going on in my head? I did not feel worthy enough to stand up and show people my worth. That's really powerful for me. And so what I'm going to tell you this story because you're young and you're in a position to change your lives or to embrace the lives that you want. I'm the example of perhaps what ultimately you should do, but if you did it sooner, you're going to be so much happier and you're going to be the leaders that the world needs. COVID happened and everybody died. I kid you not. My mom, all of my mentors, my teachers, and I sat there and I was just like, what am I doing? You know, it was horrible. Imagine losing your entire support system and thinking that you have wasted your life because you were too scared to get up on stage. Okay? It is my prayer and my wish that you all embrace your greatness. And I am deeply grateful to Prairie Girls because after COVID, I wrote my little children's book, and I knew that I had to go speak in public, and I didn't know how to do that. And so I signed up for a keynote speakers tour, and I had the grace and the privilege to meet Edna, who was so amazing.
Wow.
And still is. And she walked with such gravitas. You know she does. And she took notes on what everybody said. And then she got up and she remembered. She remembered what each speaker spoke about and the lessons that they taught. And I was sitting there going, this woman is freaking brilliant. And I started. And then I saw Tabitha, and through the whole school, there were 3,000 students here. And she got up, and she says one word, and you guys are silent. And I was like, I want some of that. Right? I mean, who doesn't? And so I went around, and I looked at things that were lacking in me, but I know I have them. So what's stopping me from doing those things? And I was brave enough to get on a plane, go to a country across the world, and get up on stage every day for like 9 days.
Wow.
And you guys have it on tape, especially Godfrey. The first day I spoke in front of people, I was like, hello, And it was horrible. I was scared out of my mind. And then I did it again the next day, and again the next day, and again the next day. And I've been doing it ever since, and I'm getting better at it.
Wow.
And I have spent my entire life helping people live their dreams. So now I'm living mine. But part of it is helping people live their dreams because I'm very good at doing that. I mean, that's all I did as a lawyer. You wanted something done and nobody could do it, they would come to me. Because there's something about being a Cuban, much like being a Kenyan, when you grow up with nothing, there's a way of creating magic and figuring out how to do things that other people don't know how to do. You are privileged to grow up in Kenya. You are privileged to be in this school. When I was 3 years old, I saw my entire family lose their house. We lost everything. Why? Because my dad wasn't a communist. He went to prison, my mother lost her job, and we had to leave the country with nothing. So you have two things that you can always have in your life. One is your education, that can never be taken away from you, and the other is the power of your mind. And of those two, Edna and I disagree with. I would say the power of your mind is more important, because I see people who have great educations sit in front of the television and watch Netflix and do nothing, or play video games. And I have gotten to a level of leadership where I don't judge, and I say, those are interesting choices. But if you have a willingness to follow your dreams, magic will happen. And that is my dream for you. I loved writing. I love writing. I love people that are pursue their dreams of writing. And this is why I was a lawyer. The power of the word is so powerful that whoever controls the word, whoever controls the story, controls life. Whatever happened to you in the past is not your story unless you let it be your story.
Sure.
I could be a victim. I could be a homeless person. When I got to the U.S., yeah, I look white, but I wasn't white. I was a spick. I was somebody who didn't belong in their world because I didn't have money and I had nothing, but we went through it because we believed in the power of education. But the truth is, because that story of my childhood was still in my head, I was victimizing myself. But my point is, I dreamed of giving away my children's book. I showed up in Kenya. I fell in love with all of you, and I said, giving out this book is not my mission. It's not my purpose. I'm going to help people around the world pursue their dreams, and I'm going to help them do it with the power of leadership. And so I'm giving you all an opportunity to learn about the power of words. Leaders control the stories. They control words. You master words. You master your future. You master your life. How do you all speak to yourselves? Do you say mean things to yourself? Do you say mean things to each other? What a waste of time. You should be saying beautiful things to yourself. You should be saying, I am brilliant. I am brave. I'm a true leader. You know, I've got what it takes. You should be complimenting your neighbor, because any moment you spend thinking badly about your neighbor is a moment you wasted thinking about how fabulous your life is and looking at your vision. So I started the nonprofit, and it is my goal to teach the power of leadership throughout the world. I'm going to help people live their dreams. And it's called The Trueness Project. Truth. And it is personal truth. Because when you know who you are at peace. When you share that truth with the world, you create magic. And that is my dream for all of you, to embrace your truth and to create magic. This has never been done, as far as I know, in anywhere. So you're very special people. I believe in you, and I believe that you believe in each other. This group is powerful and it's special, and I want you to help each other. And as part of it, I have brought 9 copies of this book, Think and Grow Rich. And there are many people in the U.S. that come to me and say there are 2 great books written in history. One is the Bible, and the other is Think and Grow Rich. I kid you not. This is a very powerful book. And these books were sent to you all by the head of the Napoleon Hill Foundation. It was a gift. And that man, when everybody died after COVID, and I wanted to write my book, and I was so depressed, and I sent him my book, and he said, "You know something, Teresa, this is a pretty good book. The world needs a good book." And he's a very famous man, and he called me up and he goes, "I'm going to help you publish the book." And he believed in me, and he believes in the power of leadership, and this book is exceptional. If you master the teachings of this book, you will succeed. And then you will go off and teach other people how to succeed. My goal is that you will all write chapters in your integrity, about you, about your transformation, about your goals, about your vision, and what you think leadership is. It's okay if that vision changes in the future. You're writing about who you are now, and then you're projecting yourself into the future. You might write about who you want to be in the future, and that's fantastic. But you have to be genuine to who you are. We're all different. We're just weaving and creating magic. You will write a chapter in the book. You will give me the chapter. You will all get headshots, courtesy of these lovely people. We will print the book. Any money made from that book, which it may not make any money, even if it's a bestseller, will come right back to the school.
Wow.
But what you will get from it is something that you can use on your college admissions. It is something that you can share with your family, and you can go off and teach other people that together we can all be leaders.
Wow.
You'll be separated into separate study groups. You're going to read the book twice, not once, twice. The first time you just read it. The second time you actually have to do what's in it. And you're going to go, "What? I have to do what?" That's Teresa Lawrence. You send all things to Tabitha. To Principal. Doctor. But it will transform your life. And one of the things I want to talk about that's in the book is the power of the mastermind. You can get so far alone, but you're having mentors and having a group of people that have your back, that get you to finish what you say you're going to do. The power of the written word is also your word. If you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it, or you're going to explain why you couldn't do it, and you're going to renegotiate your statement. But as leaders, if you give your word, you follow through. You do not say it was inconvenient, or this happened or that happened. You simply follow your word, because that's what leaders do. The other aspect of this, which is why I want you to read Think and Grow Rich, true leaders know how to handle money. If you are in a position to lead other people that handle money, and you do not know how to handle money, it is problematic. And in addition to that, we are all worthy of wealth, regardless of where we came from. It's our birthright. We are all beautiful light beings, graced by God. God is within us, and God has everything. So we have everything. My goal throughout the world is to teach leadership and wealth consciousness. And I want you all to know how to handle a budget and how to handle money. And that might be the most challenging thing out of this whole thing. Because I know you've all written your drafts and you're thinking, "Oh, I'm all that, I've finished this, I've finished that." But I have mentored, I don't know, right now it's about 300 students. And every time I've given them a budget, which is so important before you go to college, they go, "Oh yeah, we have this covered." And then I dig deeper. I go, "Well, how are you going to pay for that? And how are you going to pay for that? How are you going to pay for that?" And then they realize they don't have any money. That's where we start. And then the point of this is that you know what money you have and what money goes out. And you pay yourself first. You don't pay your family first. You don't donate. You don't do anything before you pay yourself. Because if you don't have any money to live off of, giving your money away is just putting you in the same position as the person who's giving you money to. So respect yourself enough to pay yourself first. And those are my goals. And I am thrilled that you are here. And I am deeply grateful